Hey everybody, it is Saturday the 23rd of April 2022. So I just did a little checking in with my team. And I did a video yesterday about the negative frequencies being reduced and some of them abolished. And so today in my dialogue with my guides, they showed me something, and it was like this. The frequencies that are here, and the reason why they create these frequencies to interfere with the higher prime source creator frequency. They interfere with it because they live off of it. It's their food. So the more that they can control you, suppress you, create depression, despair, hopelessness, low self-esteem, all the things that feed into fear, the anxiety, the angst. So we all know that the adrenals, they're little glands that produce cortisol, and it is sort of like this mighty fuel that is injected into the body when there is a flight or fight response. So you're fearing for your life and you need to run like hell. It's like a shot of booster fuel, okay? So we all know how that works within our physical body in order to help us survive and protect ourselves. And when that booster juice of cortisol is ejected into the body for a period of time, you have tremendous strength in order to get out of harm's way, and it shuts down other systems so that all of the injection of this cortisol goes into mostly muscles and the cardiovascular so that you can run, so you're not really thinking. So anyway, let's just take that analogy. So when these frequencies are released for the sole purpose of robbing the soul its energy, it can then siphon that energy and literally jar it, meaning can it, meaning store it in cans and jars on the shelves as fuel, just like you would capture the steam off of a boiling pot. So the steam is the same thing as the water. It's just a different temperature and a different consistency, but it's all water. So think of your body as producing this steam through the intentions of the frequency that they're putting through that affect your body, that creates this steam that you can't see, but it's depression, anxiety, worthlessness, computer programming of your thoughts and your minds. In order for you to keep feeling this way, or to have enough of the collective feeling suppressed and depressed, so that the steam is created, and then they capture that and then put it on the shelves for their future fuel. And so it comes back to the thing when I say, you better work this like it's your frickin' job. So The reason why I say that and I get a little feisty with it is because you hold the power to control whether you're going to have depressional or anxiety responses to something. You have the power to stop that. You have the power to stop it. Just like you put the brakes on before, a tree falls, and you got to put the brakes on so you miss that damn tree so you're not injured, hurt, maimed, and no one else is as well. So you have the power to put the brakes on and say and recognize, hey, yo, this is not me. I have no reason for these feelings and I am not going to indulge them, because my indulgence of them, my waddling in them, creates food that feeds the frenzy of the darker controller ones. And you know what? I'm not anybody's damn food source. So I won't allow myself to feel sorry for myself and find ways to stay in that because I'm indulging my victimism or whatever it is that's being put out in those radio waves that they're putting out to create that. So yes, some of it has been reduced and some of it has been abolished. But remember, we're creatures of habit. So just like our hormonal cycles can take us in waves, right? Okay. We can help control that by steadying it. So when the wave is coming up and about ready to sink down, and wherever you are on these highs and lows, there isn't a good, bad, or indifferent attached to the high or the low. Lows could be bad, good, and indifferent, and high could be bad, good, and indifferent. Just depends on what we're talking about here. So, if you were to know that a demonic whatever, SOB effing whatever, is standing around waiting for the little zip code you live in to pick up on these radio waves and go into these victimism, ups, down, wave, flow, whatever, and steam is being created that you're not even aware of, and they're sucking it up and siphoning it for themselves in that moment, giving them this high of all highs, and it helps them survive. Now, if you were to know that, wouldn't you be like, I don't think so. I don't think so. This comes with anger, with rage. This comes with everything that is out of what? Out of the balance of love. When you are out of the balance of love, all these little things get created. And you think, it's just another day in my freaking life, right? Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm calling quadruple bullshit on it. If there is even a remote possibility that 1% of what I am saying is true, that something out there is feeding off of my and it affects all the things that I love and care about, and all the trees and the plants and everything. Don't I owe it to myself to stop the madness and put on the brakes and say, you know what? I'm going to flip this and I'm going to try it a different way. And I'm going to get out of this funk, because eventually I'm going to get funked up. And I would rather turn the tables and say, no, you're not getting any of my steam. None of it. None of it. I'm going to go find something I'm grateful for. I've got two hands. I've got these vocal cords. I've got this beautiful mind, this beautiful heart, this body. I can work for a little bit more. Maybe my funds aren't where I want them to be, but I can work because I've got all of this and this innate intelligence. that knows that I'm going to always survive, that I'm always going to be okay, no matter what brick and mortar might be thrown at me, what computer might be thrown at me, what wire somebody thinks they're hooking up to me. I'm going to be okay because I can break free from all of that by choice. By choice. So when I say a lot, stop, drop, sit, connect with your breath, I'm saying put the freaking brakes on, drop into your body, meaning get into that present moment and be aware of all the things in your surroundings, right? Connect with that breath. Get yourself into homeostasis. Get that diaphragm, get that vagus nerve, get all these things in coherence. So the rhythms are where they need to be, not all revved up all over the place, static cling. So I've stopped, put the brakes on. I've dropped into my body, and I'm intentionally pulling in this God source beautiful breath, which expands my lungs, brings oxygen and blood flow through my body, allowing me to unsizzle and settle. Unsizzle and settle. So I'm not giving off these ugly pheromones, this steam, whatever it is, somebody else might be running around with a jar trying to collect and then living off of what I might consider pain and misery. No, you have a choice. And you got to work it like it's your job, because it doesn't stop with you. We're talking generations coming forward and all the generations from behind you that didn't stop and put the brakes on. Let it start with you. Let it start with you. And then these frequencies have absolutely no hold and no control over you because you begin to recognize them. And then when you see others going through it, you're so grounded and so stable that the God source pheromones of love and joy, peace and compassion are just filled your body and just according and echoing and going out like these flowing ebb and tides of waves of love versus waves of insanity. But putting the brakes on is a choice you have to make. And the sooner you make it, the sooner you have control and you can focus. And you respond versus react. And you can feel, sense, and see things a coming. Now that's when you're really in tune with your God source antenna. That's when you're in communion and riding waves of joy versus insane static. So just be with that. It's a lot. You may have to re-listen to this. And I just had to come on here, hairdo and all. They said, just get up right now and go do this. So I have. Much love to each and every one of you. And if you need any help on this journey, my stuff's always in the description. Together, we are going to make a difference. We're going to make extremely important change together.